AI is a tool, its ability to, automate certain things that we do, or at least add another set of eyes to certain things we do. Like when I'm doing data analysis now,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm reviewing client performance. Quick example, I use, you probably do too. I use at least 10 different tracking tools, or I use Little Warden to check if something's wrong with the client site every single day. I have rank tracking. I use Google Alerts. I use Visual Ping. That's a lot of stuff coming into my inbox. So what I've done is I've built something in Claude using their Gmail MCP server that just goes out to my Gmail inbox. And I have a whole set of rules, and it goes and it looks through all those emails, and then it gives me a quick summary. It says, here's the according to your priorities, these are urgent. You need to take, and I just had one come in saying, someone's robots.txt is returning HTML instead. That's a problem. So those are the kinds of things it can do. So I'm very excited about that. I'm really excited about the way that AI can help us with that. The thing that keeps me up at night, the two things that keep me up at night in a bad way, are the rate at which we are adopting AI to generate content.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't need to go into all the technical explanations of how it works. Everybody's heard them all by now. But I mean, AI, when you ask AI to generate content, it's generating it based on an average. So that means any content you have AI generate is average.
Mm-hmm.
And people are generally using AI to generate content because they feel like they don't have time,
Mm.
which to me means they're still in that mode of cranking out content.
Mm.
You should generate the content that you should generate what you feel you have time to do. That's exceptional.
Mm.
If you don't have time to do it and feel like it's exceptional, why should your audience spend any time reading it or watching it? So that concerns me a great deal, is the rate at which we're adopting AI to create content, and the rate at which we're adopting AI to help us find things, because it's not that good at it yet. I am not a Luddite, and I am not here to say don't use AI. I use it every day. I love learning this stuff. I love working with it. If you could see my desktop right now, I've got Claude and ChatGPT, and I've got Windsurf and all these other things open.
Yeah.
But we are not sufficiently skeptical when it comes to using it to discover and using it to generate content. And we need to be more skeptical, because otherwise it's going to be just like when we were, from a pure marketing standpoint, it's going to be like when we were using spun content to rank, right? Or we were going to link exchanges and purchase links. There's going to be a nasty wake up call. And it's fundamentally reducing the quality of our marketing. So that may not be an algorithmic wake up call. It may not be Google coming and penalizing us or something. But we're going to all start wondering, well, why isn't this working? It's because we're generating the average, right? And that's the content side.
To add on to that, and tie it back into something we were saying before. And I agree with you. Like, I've talked about dead internet theory is just proliferating, right? And now you got agents posting on social. In addition to that, not just, uh, medium content. I love how you said kind of it gives you the average. I think that that's a good frame of reference in people's mind of what you're producing. My fear, and I am going to claim guilt on this publicly, is there was a recent article that I shared about MIT, and I know other people have shared it as well, about how we've outsourced our brain and our thinking. And there was a time, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever, I don't know. Time goes by so fast. I have no idea anymore, where I was like, this is a better copywriter than me. And if it says something, I'm just going to believe it, that it's better, and do that. And I recently had a, a long time in the industry copywriter on this podcast. And he really opened my eyes, which was being opened like beforehand, but he like really like hit it home. Like, the content is just mediocre. And it doesn't always solve that problem. And when you said earlier, like, let's look at the website and see how it performs. Right. And if people are outsourcing their brain and they're writing a bunch of copy, and then you got a bunch of the watermarks in there, right? You can see that it's AI, and the copy's like I'm not saying it's bad copy, but I'm not saying it's exceptional copy for what you're trying to do and how it fits in to the whole page. And even if you like give it the page and it reads the page and it produces the copy, when I look at that in like a critical set of eyes, like I've read a bunch of Dan Kennedy stuff and,
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of other, direct response copywriting, when I apply it against those principles, which I guess I could upload some documentation and training to fine tune it, but just out of the box, LLM, like a chat GBT, no, like it's not there yet, man. It's probably way better than it was, but I've been guilty of that. And you got to read what's being produced and understand how it fits in. And it needs to be a helper, but it can't replace what's in your head and your knowledge.
So I'm going to get a little theoretical,
You do
but
it. I love it.
Humans are narrative creatures, right? We're driven by narrative and semantics, and AI is probabilistic. It's predicting what the next word should be.